Howdy folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the DC Universe Classics Kobra, or as the packaging states, Lord Naga action figure set by Mattel. This is figure number 4 from Wave 19, which contains the S.T.R.I.P.E Collect and Connect figure for the wave. This set first came out in the fall of 2011, and I had placed a pre-order through the website Entertainment Earth several months prior, and I was finally able to receive the set in October, and I ended up paying $100 for the entire wave. Taking a look at the figure here in the package, you can see Kobra here, and they really put Lord Naga here because they probably don't have the naming rights to the toy. But this is essentially Kobra, and it looks like a newer version of Kobra with the way this figure is outfitted. And he comes with a snakes type staff, and also the collect and connect piece of the upper torso of S.T.R.I.P.E, and it's pretty huge. And yeah, it says right there, upper torso. And we have here the back of the package, and a biography of Kobra, and some statistics, and a nice picture of the figure. And down below we have here the figures from Wave 19. We have Sandman, the Atom, Stargirl, Kobra or Lord Naga, Hawkman, and Magog, and of course the Collect and Connect figure of S.T.R.I.P.E. Now there are no variants in this wave. We'll be right back and have Kobra here out of the package. Alright, we have Kobra here out of the package, and first up we'll take a look at the Collect and Connect piece that comes with the Kobra figure, and that's the upper torso of S.T.R.I.P.E. This is a neat looking piece. It's very bulky in look, and it's pretty cool. It's got lots of detail. Again, it's cast in a pearlescent color, but it also has some blue and red on here, mainly red on the shoulder pads and blue in the torso and accent areas. It's very, very cool. Now these shoulder pads are made of a rubbery type of plastic, I guess to allow for the articulation of the arms, which is pretty neat. And this also has a small torso articulation joint here that's very well designed, easily hidden in the sculpt. It's actually kind of cool, and you can see the S logo that's throughout the figure. This one here being on the chest area. Very cool. I like the blue here. It's a metallic blue. Very neat. And you got some blue on those screw points on upper torso here. But this is the Collect and Connect piece that comes with Kobra, the upper torso of S.T.R.I.P.E. And now onto the Kobra figure, and we'll take a look at the staff first. And it's a pretty neat staff. It's sculpted as in the shape of a cobra at the top of the staff there. You can see some of the details. It's pretty neat. And you can see on the other side here some more design work. It's actually pretty cool. And the staff itself tapers down to a point, and you can see the scales of the snake going all the way throughout the staff. It's actually pretty cool, and this is made of a harder plastic. I was expecting a more rubbery type plastic, but this is made of a more rigid plastic on here, and it's actually pretty neat, and it's cast in a gold color here, a metallic gold color, which is really neat. And the figure does wield the the staff alright. It's a little loose, especially at the thinner part of the staff, but once it gets to the head of the staff, it has an adequate hold onto the staff here. And the Kobra figure can wield the staff on either hand or both hands here. Now onto the Kobra figure, and this is a figure design that I'm less familiar with. I was more familiar with the older version of Kobra, where he had an older suit. This one seems to be a newer design, and it's pretty interesting. And although from what I remember of the Kobra character, it was more orangey in color to complement the green, and this particular figure is clad in a brownish, almost yellowish brownish color here with a slight wash of orange. Would have been neater if they added more orangey color to represent the Kobra character that I do remember, but it's okay. And this particular figure looks like it's a retool of the Copperhead figure. I believe it was in wave 11 or 12. I can't remember, but you could see the scale design on this figure here throughout the body, the main portions of the body. It's actually pretty neat. And taking a look also at the rest of the figure, you can see the hood of the figure with the face underneath that. It's actually kind of cool. It's a little odd as well in that the hood itself seems to be glued to the top of the head, and the way it's designed, it looks like it's floating in a way, because it's not really connected to anything else but the head. It's at certain angles it looks kind of like awkward, where it's just floating in midair. You can actually see underneath through the hood there, and it doesn't look like it's tied to any part of the body itself at certain angles, but most of the time it's okay on there, and it actually does look like it's part of the body itself. But it's still pretty neat. And you can see some more of the armor here on the shoulder, which is made of a softer, pliable plastic on here. That's joined to the cape here, which is a little thicker compared to the other capes from figures of from the same wave, and but it's still pliable as well, and not too starchy. And then you have this cloth going over the torso and covering the lower legs on here, which is also made of a soft rubbery material. You can see the banding on this cloth too, and it's actually part of the belt on here, which is kind of neat, because the torso, upper torso, and the lower torso are separate pieces and are separate articulation points, so that's kind of cool. And also, you're taking a look at the gloves here. They're painted in gold, which is pretty neat. And as well as the boots, at least portions of the boots are painted in gold, and then you have this brownish color again. I just wish that was orange. It would have been neat if it was orange instead of this brownish tan color on here. One thing I gotta do mention about this figure is that apparently my figure has two left shoulders, which is a bummer. It's a QC bugaboo, and you can really tell when you straighten out the biceps and make them face forward, and you can see how this particular forearm just juts out to the side, and I think it's due to this shoulder here being a left shoulder instead of a right shoulder, and you really can tell when you, especially when you move the bicep around. It's just at awkward positions. And hopefully not all Kobra figures are like that, but Mine unfortunately is. So, but going over the articulation, the head is on a ball type joint. Goes all the way around and goes up and down and side to side fairly well. The arms do go all the way around despite the shoulder mantle here because it's made of a soft pliable plastic there. The arms do go out and in. The biceps can go all the way around. The elbows go in and out, and the hands go all the way around at the wrist. The torso joint allows the figure to bend downwards and up and back, and the waist can go all the way around through this upper torso above the belt as well as below the belt, so that's kind of neat. The legs do go up, down to the back and out to the side, and the thighs can go all the way around beneath this thigh strap here. The knees do bend, and the feet do bend up and down, although mine are very stiff at the ankles on both legs. Overall, it's a pretty neat design. Like I said, a newer design I'm not familiar with. It's a pretty cool figure for a JSA villain. The only villain in this wave, and really neat figure. This is my casual peek into the DC Universe Classics Kobra action figure. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.